Good morning, students. Today we are going to begin chapter India, Location, Extent and Physical Features. The Peninsular Plateau. The Peninsular Plateau lies to the south of the northern plains, and the plateau is surrounded by the hill ranges on all the three sides. North, the Aravalli Range, the Vindhya, the Satpura, the Bharmar, and the Rajmahal Hills. South, the Nilgiris, Cardamom, and Anaimalai. West and east, the western and eastern Ghats. And the average height of plateau is 600 to 900 meters. It is made up of very ancient, crystalline, hard, igneous, and metamorphic rocks. The peninsular plateau is high in the south and its height decreases northward. The peninsular plateau is divided by the Narmada river into two parts, that is the Malwa and the Deccan plateau. And the Malwa plateau is bounded by the Vindhya range in the south and the Aravalli range on the west and the Chota Nagpur plateau in the east. And the plateau merges with the northern plains in the north. Second one is the Deccan Plateau. This is the largest unit of the peninsular plateau of India. And the plateau is bounded by the Satpura and the Vindhya ranges in the northwest, the Mahadev and the Mekal in the north, the Western Ghats in the west, and the Eastern Ghats in the east. The Deccan Plateau is higher in the west and slopes gently eastwards. Now, the Western Ghats. These are also known as Shadris. These form the western boundary of the peninsular plateau, running almost parallel to the western coast from Tapi River to Kanyakumari for a distance of 1600 km. The average altitude of the Ghats ranges from 900 to 1100 meters. The Ghats are a continuous barrier with three gaps, such as the Thal Ghat, the Bor Ghat, and the Pal Ghat. The Eastern Ghats. The Eastern Ghats from the eastern edge of the Deccan Plateau. These are not continuous. These are broken by the valleys of the rivers of the Deccan Plateau, and these are lower in height as compared to the Western Ghats. The highest peak is Mahandaragiri, 1500 meters. These stretch from the Mahanadi in Odisha and at Vigai in Tamil Nadu. Fourth one is the coastal plains. The narrow coastal strip between the edges of the peninsular plateau and the coastline of India, running from a distance of about 6000 kilometers from the Rann of Kutch in the west of the Ganga Brahmaputra Delta in the east, and is called the coastal plain. The western coastal plain. It stretches from Rann of Kutch in the north to the Kanyakumari in the south, and the average width of the plain is about 65 kilometers. The western coastal plain is quite narrow in the middle, means it is less wide, and the middle and bit broader, means little wide in the northern and southern. The southern part of the plain is known as Malabar Coast. The Malabar Coast is a low-lying plain with an average height below 30 meters. The coast contains a number of long and narrow lagoon lakes. The largest among these is Vambat Lake. The region extending between Goa and Daman is called the Konkan region. It has some features of marine erosion, including cliffs, shoals, reefs, and islands. Here, cliff is a mass of rock. Shoals are a large group of fish that feed and swim together. And reef and islands, a coral reef island is composed of rocks from coral skeleton. Now, the eastern coastal plains. The eastern coastal plain lies between the Eastern Ghats and the east coast of India. It extends from the Subarnarekha river along the West Bengal, Odisha border to Kanyakumari. A major part of the plain is formed as a result of the alluvial fillings of the littoral zone. Here littoral means it is a part of sea, lake or river that is close to the shore. Like Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri comprising some of the largest deltas. The plain is known as the northern Kirkars between the Mahanadi and the Krishna rivers and Carnatic between the Krishna and the Kaveri rivers. The plain is broader than the west coastal plains. The plain is marked by several lagoons and deltas. Lagoons. Here lagoon means a stretch of salt water separated from the sea by a low sandbank. The most prominent lagoon means important or famous lagoon. It is in the Chilika Lake on the Odisha coast. Another remarkable lagoon is the Pulicat. Pulicat is a lake. Pulicat is a lake. Next is the Andaman and Nicobar. These are also known as Bay Islands. Bay Islands means a group of islands in the Caribbean Sea, since they are located in the Bay of Bengal. The Nicobar group of islands consists of 7 big and 12 small islands, together with several tiny islands. They are scattered. Scattered means spread over a length of 262 km with maximum width of 58 km, covering an area of 1653 square kilometer. Now next one, Lakshadweep Islands. The Lakshadweep Islands in the Arabian Sea is only a group of 25 small islands. They are widely scattered over an area of 10,878 square kilometer. The islands are located 300 km to the west of the coast of Kerala. All these are coral islands. Coral islands are a tropical island and it is built of organic materials and derived from the skeletons of corals and numerous other animals and plants associated with corals. And they have formed through deposition of the dead bodies of microorganisms like coral over a long period of time. Next is the Great Indian Desert. Great Indian Desert, it lies to the west of Aravalli Range. It occupies a major part of the state of Rajasthan and extends into Sindh in Pakistan as the Thar Desert. Luni is only large river in this region. Next one, Indian drainage system. India is blessed with hundreds of large and small rivers which drain the whole country. On the basis of origin, 2 broad drainage systems of India are generally recognized, the Himalayan rivers and the peninsular rivers. The Indus drainage system. This system comprised the Indus River and its 5 main tributaries of the Jhelum, the Chenab, the Ravi, the Beas and the Satluj. Next, the Indus. The Indus originate from the glaciers of the Kailash range in western Tibet near Mansarovar Lake. It flows west and northwestwards and enters Indian territory in Jammu and Kashmir. This river pierces through Kailash range and forms a spectacular gorge. It is a narrow deep valley and it flows through Ladakh, Baltistan and Gilgit to finally emerge out of the hills at Attock. Here the Indus is joined by the Kabul River from Afghanistan. This Attock, it is a city in Punjab. It is a city in Punjab and it is in Pakistan. This is a city. Attock is a city in Punjab, Pakistan. And here the Indus is joined by the Kabul River from Afghanistan. The Indus flows southwestwards across Pakistan to reach the Arabian Sea east of Karachi. The Jhelum River rises in a spring of Verinag situated in the southeastern part of Valley of Kashmir. Here Misprint is there, Vale. It is not Vale, it is Valley of Kashmir, and it joins the Chenab near Jhang in Pakistan. The Chenab river originates near the Baralacha Pass in the Lahul Spiti part of the Zanskar range. Now, tributaries of Indus, Satluj, Chenab, Jhelum and Ravi are its main tributaries. Indus forms a system of 5 main rivers, after which the state of Punjab is named. Panj means 5, Ab means water. The Indus and its tributary bring a large volume of water and sediments, which make their doabs. Doabs means area between two rivers, enormously rich and productive agricultural lands. Third one is the Ravi. The source of this river lies near the Rohtang Pass in the Kulu Hills in Himachal Pradesh. It flows to the northwestern from its place of origin and drains in the area lying between the southeastern part of the Pir Panjal range and the Dauladhar range. The Beas river has its origin in Kulu Hills near the Rohtang Pass on the southern end of the Pir Panjal range. Its total length is 615 km. The Satluj river originates from the Mansarovar Rakas lakes in western Tibet. The river follows a northwesterly course up to the Shipki La Pass on the Tibet-Himachal Pradesh boundary and then turns southwestwards. The Satluj joins the Indus a few kilometers above Mithun Kot in Pakistan.